Good morning and welcome to another edition of Morning NP, the vlog where we review movies and discuss what we can learn from them and how they can better our lives. So stop your trauma bragging because today we're reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine. This is the latest and greatest from Marvel, starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, directed by Sean Levy, written by Ryan Reynolds himself, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick. And this movie is guaranteed to offend everyone. So, your spoiler alert before I get into the actual review of the film. Here we go. The film starts with Deadpool returning to his mediocre life after the last film. He's in a dead-end job. He's failing to make his mark on life. He wants to become a real superhero, quote-unquote. To make matters worse, his girlfriend's left him. He's become resolved in the fact that life sucks. But he quickly falls into a plot by the Time Variance Authority. Yes, the same one that we were introduced to in Loki. To discover that they intend to destroy our universe because our anchor being Wolverine has died. This leads Deadpool to escape from the TVA, steal a time travel and interdimensional device, and jump universes to try to find a Wolverine to drag back to our universe so that he can restore the timeline. But in doing so, he inadvertently gets the worst Wolverine ever in all of the universes. And as they say on the back of those old VHS tapes, hilarity ensues. So what are the key takeaways from this film, and what can we learn? So first and foremost, the film's really about finding one's place in life, finding meaning, making a difference, and discovering what really matters. And what really matters is family. So let's go back to the very first one, finding one's place in life. So I have a lot of youths that come to me, a lot of patients that are in their mid-20s, and they're depressed and they're anxious and they're disillusioned because they've done all the right things that they thought they were told to do. They've worked hard, they've gone to college, they've graduated, they expected life to kind of take off, and guess what? It's a failure to launch, and they end up, the only jobs available out there are working at McDonald's, right? How many people out there are working at McDonald's, Starbucks, what have you, with bachelor's and master's degrees? They're countless, right? And unfortunately, this is what's known as the Horatio Alger myth, that we're being told that, oh, just work hard and you're going to get recognized for that and you're going to go places. And unfortunately, at least in today's world, that's not entirely true. It really reminds me of the Don Henley classic, The End of Innocence, where he states that happily ever after has failed and we've been poisoned by our fairy tales. And for the most part, currently, I do believe that's true. Here's some statistics to support that. The New York Times estimates that 7 million people are at least 30 days overdue on their student loans. This is the highest in history. And I really don't want to hear, oh, you guys need to work harder, all that BS, because only a few decades ago, you didn't have to go to college. You went to high school, you walked out of high school. We had a huge industry in America. You could walk out, you could walk into a factory, you could walk into a steel mill. You made a good wage. Only one individual in the family needed to work. Mom could stay home, take care of the kids. The money was there. The housing was inexpensive for the most part. Groceries were inexpensive for the most part. And today that's all changed. All industry has been shipped across the sea. There other countries in Europe, college is free, not here in the US. All of our industry has been shipped overseas. The only thing left is service industries and the medical industry, and that's one of the reasons why I'm in the medical industry. So yeah, there's some real legit problems here that we need to look into. and it's not your fault. There is no normal. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person that you were yesterday. So here's some things that they didn't tell us, right? So they tell us, oh, work hard and you're going to get where you want to be. But here's some key points, that some key pieces of the puzzle that they kind of leave out and don't tell us. Some successful people are lucky because they have a parent that are in the industry that they have become successful in. Now, I'm not saying that this has made life easier for them, but it has somewhat paved the way. We all know the doctor who had, his parents were doctors, lawyer whose parents were lawyers, actor, director, musician, where their parents were in the industry. And again, it doesn't make things easier for them. They still have to do the work, but it has removed some of the mystery and the fear, and it does pave the way a little bit. The other thing that a lot of people miss is that you can't do it alone. Most successful people, if you look back in history, have had some type of benefactor. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be a relative, but sometimes this is an older person in the industry, a supervisor, a boss that takes a liking to the individual and takes them under their wing and helps them to be successful. Another thing that we miss out on today is networking. Back in the day, you had churches, you had social organizations. This is how you got jobs. This is how you became successful. You got references from people. People needed somebody for a job or whatever, and they thought, oh, I know so and so, right? We don't do that today. We're stuck behind our screens. We're stuck behind our computers. Attendance in things like churches, the Masons, all of that has significantly declined. So get out there, network, join organizations, your professional organizations. I'm sure that whatever field you're in has some type of professional organization. And even if you don't, then get involved in a hobby, get out on like meetup.com and find a group and start getting out there and about. And not only is it's going to help with references, it's also going to help build your confidence and your social skills and all that, which we are all sorely lacking today, right? So keep that in mind. And look, don't forget from the last video, persistence, right? So again, don't forget, there is no normal. Don't compare yourself to anybody but who you were yesterday. And then that leads to the last point, is that this film is about family. And that's what's really important. And our jobs are not that important as much as our family is important. And this reminds me of the classic song from Harry Chapin, Cats in the Cradle, where the story of this film is that, or story of this song is that a guy has a child, but he's too focused on work and doesn't have time to spend with the kid. And he keeps blowing the kid off, and then he thinks that, oh, I'm going to retire, and he gets old enough to retire. And now that he's retired, he thinks, oh, now I get to spend time with my kid. Well, now the kid's grown, and the kid blows him off. So there's a whole lifetime wasted, and unfortunately it's too late for this guy, because he learns that he put his focus all in the wrong things, right? And to highlight that what I'm saying here is accurate, and that what this movie is all about is almost the very last sentence of the film, where Deadpool himself states, everyone wants to matter. Turns out that you don't need to be Marvel Jesus to do it. You just need to open your eyes and look around. And if you're lucky, you'll find new friends, old friends, and some new ones too. Turns out I am the world-saving type. Just look around its table if you want proof. The best part, sometimes the people we save, they save us right back. So like and subscribe. Most of all, share me with a friend. And we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat place. And I need to go save lives.